Hello everyone, this is Marcus Aurelius 76. Today I will be playing the game Dawn of War. Dark Crusade, I think that's the expansion name. As you can see, all the factions are colored based upon characters from My Little Pony. As you all probably know from my last video, I'm a big fan of the show. And last time I talked about how we should give Hasbro a chance with the whole Twilight Alicorn thing. And I still think we should give them a chance with that, you know, let them do it, see how well they do. I mean, for all we know, they could surprise us. That was one decision that they made that I'm still telling everyone, yeah, give it a chance. Today, I'm going to be talking about a whole different issue where my entire attitude is going to change for this particular subject. And, yeah, if you notice, this is a much more... If anyone who plays this game knows this game is fairly violent, that's what my attitude is like right now. I have a problem with Hasbro's current decision to send a cease and desist order to the Fighting is Magic crew. Yeah, in case you hadn't noticed. If you are a brony, you've probably noticed by now that whole issue. Yeah. Basically, there was a... If you don't know about it, there was a game... Ooh, hey, we're starting. There was a game called Fighting is Magic that was being produced by the fans for free. They were not charging anyone for it. I think they had a donation pool going up, and those guys were going to be the beta testers, but they were not charging anything for it. This game was essentially going to act as free advertising for Hasbro. Hasbro did not approve it, but still, it's still there. But yeah, Hasbro knew about it and allowed the game, allowed the group to continue producing the game for a full year before shutting it down. They allowed this team to put much of their time over the course of the past year, much of their interest, much of their passion into creating this game, and then they said, screw you, you're not allowed to make it because reasons. Because we said no. I have a huge issue with that. I think every brony out there does. The biggest issue is that Hasbro has been sending cease and desist orders out to everyone over the past several months. Last year, I think it was last year, they shut down Magic is Witchcraft. They sent one to White Dove Creations. That one just pissed me off because she was an amazing person who was incredibly talented, making amazing work. And now they're sent. They also sent it to the My Little Pony Massively Multiplier Online RPG. That one pissed me off to a supreme. It's just they say they're going to allow the fans to create their own stuff, and when they do that, there's this massive boom in the number of fans they have. Because, you know, the fans get into the show and then they want to express their enjoyment of the show, so they create these things for other people to enjoy. And that gave Hasbro a huge number of fans. You know, because everyone was loyal to the fandom. You know, basically when the show ended, when Season 2 ended, there was always all this extra stuff to see, so everyone stayed into it. You know, I love The Walking Dead. I really do enjoy the show. But once Season 2 ended, I completely forgot about it until 2 weeks after the Season 3 premiere. So, you know, allowing the fans to do their own thing really worked for Hasbro. Then suddenly they start shutting it down, and one thing that I have noticed recently is that a large number of fans of a large number of bronies are now leaving the fandom, either because of the poor quality of some of the recent episodes. You know, they haven't been too bad, but there have been some issues. I think that's mostly just have to do with production time and Hasbro taking over. So, but yeah, beyond that, People are leaving the fandom because Hasbro is trying to clamp down on them and trying to remove specific content. Now, the reasons, there are probably several different reasons for this. The first that comes in my mind is threats from outside competition. Because if Hasbro does not defend their rights to something, then their copyright is basically considered void if they don't defend the copyright. So maybe it was a trademarked maybe it was maybe somebody threatened to try and take it because they're allowing all the fans to make this stuff. I don't know. I mean, I don't know that much about copyright law. If somebody's better explaining this to me, by all means try. I would like to learn about this kind of stuff. But anyway, so that's the first reason is some threat from the outside. Reason number 2 is that there are these money-grobbling assholes who think that they are going to be better at creating the product than the people that have a real passion for it. In case you haven't noticed, the toys made by the fans are 1,000 times better than the toys made by Hasbro. The plushies that they're creating now are starting to get better, but they are still nowhere near the quality of White Dove Creations. And I doubt they will ever be at the quality of White Dove Creations because she has an actual passion for making the toys, whereas a worker in a Chinese factory does not. They are there for the money. I know she wouldn't be doing this if she didn't make the money, or at least she wouldn't be doing as much if she didn't make any money off it, but still. They could be planning to make their own game, is the point I'm trying to get at. They could be trying to create their own game for My Little Pony, and they're going to try and sell it to us, and they're trying to get rid of whoever could be possibly getting in the way before they make this. I have a big problem with that for the same reason as the toys. They're not going to make it as well as the people who have a real passion for it. Yeah. The only other reason that I can really think of for them taking it down is because they somehow seriously think that this is going to increase the loyalty of the customers to them rather than creating loyalty for... No, that can't be the reason. I think they're bad, but I don't think they're that bad. Let's have... Okay, my guys are way too... my guys are getting crushed. I gotta get them to retreat. Get their morale back. Yeah. That's... Yeah, I really can't think of a really good reason for them to actually get rid of it. I mean, it's free advertising. It's free. They had to do nothing to create it. Now, I understand there's the issue that the main 6, the team that is making it, never asked for permission. I understand that could be an issue. But it's not like... See, people have said that before, and I really disagree with it, because it's not like they're the first company to allow fans to create their own stuff. I mean, look at Valve. There was a... I forget his name. Some programming guy made Counter-Strike using Valve software and released it as a free game, despite the fact that they were using the software that... they were using Valve's material to create their own game. And what Valve did was they gave them permission to release it as their own game using the same source code. Why couldn't Hasbro do something like that? Why couldn't they say, okay, here's a contract saying that you are allowed to make this product using our material, this specific game, and please ask us for permission next time. Why can't they do that? Why can't there be an open dialogue? Oh, I remember my other reason. Yeah, the whole dialogue thing reminded me of my other reason for why Hasbro would remove it. Because it goes against the whole message of the show, you know, to use your words and not your fists, or in their case, hooves, or hind legs, or teeth, or whatever. You know, speech before violence, that kind of stuff. Which is kind of entirely against this game. so I don't know how that would work out. But anyway. Yeah, that could be a reason, but there are several problems with that. One, and this is the lighter one of them, one of my reasons. It's the show itself has a fair amount of violence in it for a little bro show. You know, I think that's the fault of the bronies and the studio basically giving the bronies what they want. And I'm fine with that because they still kept it within reason, you know. They didn't... They're not going completely over. They never at any point went completely overboard with it, except for the fact that they actually killed a character. Yeah. Poor King Sombra. Poor King Sombra. We are all so sad for him dying like that. Oh well. But yeah. The point is there is violence in the show, so it's and the show is at points more violent than the game itself. The other problem I have with that with the argument that they're using that the game is violent is that they're being violent. In my opinion, and this is a debatable point, what Hasbro did by not opening up any form of dialogue, simply telling them, you stop working on your project, you're not allowed to because we said so, I consider that to be a violent, rash action. If they wanted us to think that what they were doing was the right thing to do, even in a business sense, in a legal sense, in a moral sense, in any kind of sense, they should have either A, shut it down when it first started, or B, they should have opened up a dialogue beforehand, told us, the fans, and told Main 6, the guys making the game, why they are against it, why they want them to stop making the game, and allow Main 6 to come up with a legal defense. And if they can't come up with a legal defense, at least have them, you know, try and work something out so that the past year of their life was not spent creating something that would not get released. See, now, I have never created a video game before. I created one crappy turn-based zombie game when I was in high school taking C++. But I could never understand the amount of hard work that went into creating that game, and Hasbro told them to shut down without giving them an actual reason. I don't think they've given a reason yet. They probably won't give a reason until well after Season 3 is over. I mean, unless they came out with it while I am making this video. If they have, and it's an actual good reason, great. But I highly doubt it. I highly doubt they're going to give us a good reason. I mean... This is the big issue that I have with Hasbro, is that they're using the philosophy that most people in business use, is that there's a major disconnect between the customer and the head of the company. What one person might see as an immoral or a poor decision, the other person might see as a fine, dandy, wonderful decision that's going to help everyone out. That this is definitely a good example of that disconnect. Hasbro thinks that it's a good idea, or at least they think it's a necessary move to remove this game, and we do not. We think that they are completely wrong in that assumption. I think that they're definitely wrong in that assumption that taking it away is a good idea. You know what? I've talked about reasons and arguing and bitching and moaning about that enough before. I'm not going to solve any problems that way. How about this? Hasbro, Brian Goldner, CEO of Hasbro, if you happen to see this video at any point in time in the near distant future, or I don't know, if you see it at some point, What the hell am I saying? If you see this at some point, please, 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 before you set your legal department on a task such as shutting down something that is made by the fans of one of your products, please consult the actual fans. We are giving you our money so you can continue making a product. You know, all of the fans of the show, or at least the majority of them, wanted to see Fighting is Magic made. They wanted to see Friendship is Witchcraft continue. They wanted to see the My Little Pony MMO made. They wanted to see it made by fans. They do not want to see it made by Hasbro. And I highly doubt that I highly doubt that the bronies are going to pay money to play a half-assed product that you guys are making over a product that a fan makes. I mean, here is my suggestion to Hasbro, to Brian.
Yes, Lord?
Allow the fans to create their own material for the show. You know, write out a legal document offering saying that while you still own the trademark, you are allowing individuals outside the show to make material for it as long as they do not do it for their own personal profit. And those who do it for their own personal profit, inform them of their wrongdoing, and then offer them some kind of deal. Like, I don't know, have them sign a contract where as long as they continue making these toys, they have to keep a solid record of what they sell, you know, like receipts, and have them pay you a certain percentage. You know, you could even make that like its own separate line of toys. Have the cheap ones that are made in some factory in Beijing, that, you know, you sell for $5, $10, $50 a piece. And then you have the professionally made, professionally tailored products that you sell for more. So that's what you could do for those. But I mean, you know, okay, I'm getting a little off topic here. The basic thing I am trying to convey is that don't just shut down something without giving us at least a reason first, because you're destroying your customer loyalty. You know, because of this, I'm not going to be using any of your digital media anymore. The official My Little Pony game, I'm completely abandoning that. The games you have on your website, the products that you're selling, I'm not going to purchase those anymore because there are better quality products out there. And if I don't purchase them now, then there's a chance I never will be able to, because you're going to shut them down. You're going to tell them, no, you're not allowed to make your product anymore because it goes against ours. You're not allowed to use this free stuff anymore because we don't like it. And it is pushing me, it's pushing several others away from the show. And the other thing that I was planning on talking about, but I spent too much time talking. That's all I have to say about that for now, before I go off again and start rambling, like I have been doing for the past 20 minutes. But the other thing that I wanted to get the few words in about is using human characters in the show, like that thing that we saw. You know, I understand that's just a concept design, but please, 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 if you are in charge of what gets put on the show and what is not allowed to get put on the show, go to the forums and talk to the fans. You know, some fans think it would... I've heard of a few fans saying it would be interesting to see what would happen if you put humans into the show. You know, some thought it would be interesting. But as far as I have seen, the vast majority of them don't want to see it. The people who are college age, over college age, the majority of the bronies are generally around college age, and you do have money to spend on the show. I think I spent $100 2012 summer. I would probably spend more if I continued enjoying your services.
Countdown has begun.
What was I saying? Oh, right. Please, talk to the fans. It's just... I love the product as it is right now. I will likely continue loving the product. But if you don't consult some of your major fan base, you're going to create a product that it's not just that they're not going to like it, it's that they're going to outright hate it with open hostility. Most of the fans don't want humans in the show. You know, they wrote fan fictions about it, and they like their fan fictions the way they are. You know, not being made canon. Christ, there was literally an online battle going on over whether Vinyl Scratch's eyes were red or blue or magenta or something else. That's the large division line between all the fans of your show, and the thing that will either drive fans away from your product or pull them into it is the fan-made material versus the canon material. There are those who are loyal to the fan base, that it's the reason they joined, it's the reason they stay, and there are those that are staying for the show, that love the show and love the products. They're staying for the high-quality products. You're losing a lot of your canon fans due to the fair-ish quality of some of the past episodes. You know, they weren't spot on, they were just average. Some of them were even borderline crappy. So you're losing your canon followers, and by doing this to us, you are getting very close to losing many of your fanon followers as well. You know, just... If Hasbro is seeing this, listen to what I just said. I know it was a rambled mess, but I'm sure you can get the basic idea out of it if you think about it. That is a horrible message. Oh, I'm sure you could get the right idea out of it. Right. Yeah, that's all I have to say on the subject. Yeah, this is Marcus Aurelius 76 signing off. That was a great ramble. I mean, seriously, that was like one of my that's probably going to end up being one of my favorites. I just rambled on and on and on. I don't even know what I said. I'm going to have to go back through this and edit it. Oh, this is going to be a pain.